What's going on, kids? Pastor Jacob here, coming at you with another Life Group video. I'm so excited to be joining you today because today our lesson is an awesome one. It sounds like it comes straight from a storybook, but this is no story. This really happened. So I hope you're ready for a lesson about betrayal, queens, and heroic uncles. Let's get to it. Oh boy, queens, banquets, an angry king, and an uncle named Mordecai. This story has it all. We're in none other than the book of Esther today for our lesson. Make sure you mark this book because we're going to be here next week as well. Esther is in the Old Testament. Esther comes after the book of Nehemiah and before the book of Job. It's a smaller book, so don't just go flipping around too fast or you might miss it. Remember, a few weeks ago we learned about the table of contents in the front of our Bible. So if you're having a little trouble finding Esther, flip to this page so you can find the page number. All right, take a minute and find the book of Esther. So let's set the scene. The people of Israel are ruled by another country called Persia. Persia had a king, King Ahasuerus. I'm not going to be saying that name again. He's just going to be called the king from now on. The king lived in a city named Susa, and he liked to throw big parties and big banquets. One party, he called for his queen named Vashti to come and join the celebration, but she refused. This upset the king, and so she was sent away, forbidden to be in the palace. Some time has passed. The king calms down in his anger, and his officials suggest, well, why not pick a new queen? The king thought this was a great idea, so they set out in search of the perfect queen. Not so far away, in this same city of Susa, there was a beautiful Jewish lady. Being Jewish meant that she was from Israel. This lady's name was Esther. Now, Esther had been taken care of by her uncle, whose name was Mordecai. Mordecai took care of Esther like she was his own daughter. Esther was taken to the palace when the king was looking for a new queen. Mordecai told Esther not to tell anyone that she was Jewish. If she had said something, it could have hurt her chances to become queen. And little did they know that this was a part of God's plan for Esther to become queen. Because sure enough, after a little while, the king chose Esther to be his new queen. While Esther lived in the palace, Uncle Mordecai would walk by the king's gates every day to learn how Esther was doing. One day, though, on his walk, he heard two guards that were planning to kill the king. Mordecai wasn't going to let that happen. Luckily, he knew someone in the palace that could warn the king. He told Esther of the plan, and the two guards' plans was stopped. Mordecai had saved the king, and his role in saving the king was written down for all to remember. This is very important, because all of this is going to come back into play a big part in next week's story and show us how even when we don't see it, God has a plan and he is always working for our good. Parents, this is a great lesson to talk with your kids about and tell them about how God has worked in your life and how you've seen God's plan unfold in your life in maybe ways you just didn't expect. I think it's really powerful when a kid hears how God was working in their parents' lives. It's time for our memory verse. Let's see if you can say our verse with me. Trust in the Lord with all your heart and do not rely on your own understanding. Think about him in all your ways and he will guide you on the right paths. Proverbs 3, 5, and 6. Or, if you're one of our preschoolers, trust God in all you do. He will help you. We only have 2 more weeks with this memory verse, so I hope you're beginning to master it. I also hope that you're really trying to learn what this verse means. We talked about this a few videos back, but we're doing a monthly memory verse so that we can really hide God's word in our hearts. I don't want you just saying the verses, but I want you living these verses. Our next tool to help you memorize verses is putting the verse to a song. Now, I'm not going to sing for you, but thankfully there's been plenty of videos on YouTube that have already put this verse to a song that you can watch and sing along with. There should be a few videos linked with the other resources for this lesson that your parents can find on the church's website or on the church's Facebook page. Parents, to help you find the resources, on the church's website homepage, there is a link to the kids' resources that is updated each week. You'll want to go here if you want to find our weekly video and weekly material.
Hi boys and girls, it's craft time! Today, Mr. Jacob shared all about Esther. You learned that God has a plan even when we can't see him working. Esther became queen in our lesson today, so I thought we could make crowns to remind us that God always has a plan. All you need is a paper plate, scissors, and markers. First, take your paper plate and fold it in half just like this. Then you'll take some scissors and cut it straight down, and then a diagonal to each side, and then you need to cut this little part right here that you've got folded. So you may need your mom and dad's help for that. Once you have it cut, you're ready to decorate it, and then you have a crown. I hope you guys enjoyed craft time today, and I can't wait to see your crowns. Have a wonderful day. Bye!